Well, everybody seems to love the piranhas, so I guess it's going to be a mainstay on the channel, and I'll shoot them every once in a while. And I guess I'll talk about the last video on this actually cut off. That's why it just ended like that. The point of the video was going to be to say that when you're buying online, make sure you spend the money. You think you're saving $30 until that garbage bag comes in. You try to put it over your car and it rips, and you gotta return it all. You gotta pay return shipping all the way to, I think it was Texas, to be honest. But anyway, I guess what we can talk about tonight here is what I learned. My first, I'd say it's not been a whole week, but I've shot enough videos for a week, and I guess we can talk about what I've learned. Try to keep the videos under 30 minutes, which I don't know. I really don't know, because my food one's doing the best out of all of them, and that's a half hour. But I suppose I have to have a really good topic and a setup and a lot of action to keep somebody's attention for that long. Another thing is nobody likes to comment or subscribe. I've got almost 60 views on that channel, and I only got 10 subscribers, which is okay. I'm not gonna bag, and this is for me anyway, this channel, and if you guys find it interesting, you find it interesting. That's all it ever was. Anyway, I was thinking about what I could talk about with the live piranha viewing here. The piranha on the left bit my finger almost all the way off, and that was 5 years ago, and it was only half this size. So, and I'll tell you what, their teeth are so sharp and serrated that the doctors, they couldn't even sew it. I had to get antibiotics, and it took months to heal. Months. It just kept reopening because some sort of bacterial infection. They seep right into the wound, and it's horrible. Anyway, I was taking him out with a net, and he bit a hole right through the net. Right through it, and bit my finger dang near off, my pinky finger almost all the way off. If they were to get a hold of my pinky now, it'd be gone. They'd tear it right off. And people said, how could you let it live after it did that to you? And I'll tell you what, I absolutely love them. They're the cleanest fish. I'll tell you what, all you have to do is wash the filter every once in a while, every once in a while, 4 months. As long as you got oxygen, I got oxygen going in there. You got 2 heaters, because in winter down here in a basement, you got to keep this at 75 degrees. The only way to do is to have 2 heaters running simultaneously on and off, fluctuating to keep the temperature up. But yeah, I'm going to get some signs for Laverne and Shirley, I think, to put on the tank. But yeah, the one on the left, she is tough. She is tough. She doesn't want anybody in it. They get along all day. They stare at each other and everything else. But you put something in her tank and she will rip it apart, and it won't take long. She'll tear it apart. Anyway, what I've learned this week is try to keep the videos short. I'm learning to keep talking. To try to just, even if I don't really know what I'm going to say, to just keep going. Because if you have dead space in your video, you're really... you watch it back and it's like, you're gonna lose the audience. I don't have an audience, but if I do have an audience, you're gonna lose them. They don't want to sit and listen to dead space. So to keep coming up with ideas, that's what I learned this week. Keep plugging away at it. Another thing I'm seeing is that I need a lot of content. You get somebody that's watching a video and they're gonna be like, where's the content? And they're going to move on if I do get anybody to watch. So I guess I'm working my butt off to get content. I'm trying to shoot 2-3 videos a day, various parks, whatever. Just coming up with new ideas. It looks like this week here I'm going to have maybe be on the... looks like I got a couple buddies that really love to play Frisbee golf, and I'm hoping to get some shots of that at a place called Barrett's Creek this week. And that should be awesome. They were telling me they got a new bike install and children's area, and I think it is one of the top, if not the top, Frisbee golf course in most of Wisconsin. I mean, obviously when I'm talking, I'm just giving you my thoughts, and I can't really back that fact up because I didn't do enough research, but I'm telling you it's huge, and people love it, and they come from all over the state to shoot there. But we'll talk more about that when I'm out there on the course. What else do I got to say? I just figured the last video ended and I had a comment saying that what the heck happened to the video, and the camera died. It ran out of space and it just instantly cuts itself off. And I thought, I was new to this, so I was already nervous. I didn't even know you could hear in my voice how nervous I was on that video. So I'm starting to get better at I just keep going. Like right there, I was gonna eat my words, and instead of stop talking, I just start talking about how I ate my words, because then at least I have punctually I keep going in a video, and I think that's gonna make a huge difference. I think that's probably the biggest takeaway from what I've learned this week, is that even if you don't know what the heck you're talking about, just keep talking about something. Look for the nearest thing that looks interesting and say, hey, fun fact. People seem to like the fun fact. Anyway, yeah, these piranha have to be 9 already, and I was told with the conditions I have them in, they could live up to 40 years. Average, I think, is 20, but let me tell you what, they still look young, and they're still not fully grown. And they say you only need 20 gallons, but I have them here in, I think it's 60 gallons each, so almost 120 gallons across there. So I want them to have all the opportunity in life to grow and to be healthy, So I'm stuffing a lot of oxygen in the water. As you can see, I got huge filters pumping it. A lot of water movement. I have oxygen being pumped. The more oxygen, the better, the healthier they are. And you could tell by the colors on them here. I'll try to get close. They don't like people coming too close to them, I'll tell you. But they're big. I'd say that's hand size, If you could see here. It's hard to tell on the camera, but these guys got to be at least 9 inches. Yeah, probably 9 inches. It's just they're in such a big enclosure that it's hard to grasp size of them. But they are definitely 9 inches. They're definitely the size of a large bluegill, and they'll tear your finger right off. They'll chop right through the bone, almost dead at half this size. And my bone. My finger was so swollen. I got the picture somewhere, but it was back, years ago when I had a different phone, and who knows, before I even had sync or anything to Google, so I'll have to go pull. I'll have to just get the actual, you could see the teeth, everything right to the bone on me. It sank right in. I mean, I was lucky that I didn't lose my finger. It swelled up, and like I said, they produce a bacteria in their lips that, and you don't heal. Oh my goodness. You think you're healing, and then all of a sudden it swells up again. Crazy. I did that for, I think it took 3 months, and I learned my lesson. I don't stick my hand in there for nothing unless I have to. That's why you see I got a little bit of this and a little bit, like it's got a couple little spots and stuff of bacteria. Well, that bacteria is not bad for these fish. That's good. That's their natural environment. They stay really clean too. I mean, they're just perfect pets. They take care of themselves, and they stare at each other all day, and they just hang out together. Usually, if I'm not, because I'm here, they're wondering what's going on, but usually they're just staring at each other, and they just get along really great. So I thought I'd do a little segment on the fish, because it seemed like everybody enjoyed them. So I thought, why not have a little talk with the fish if it's going to be, it's one of my best views, which I wouldn't have expected. But then again, people like animals and aquatics and different types of interests, and what the heck, Laverne and Shirley got a following. That's good enough for me. I'll take it, So anyway, the way it's going, you got to be very careful. They'll try to jump out. Anyway, on the right there, I learned over the years that you can buy, that's for a roof vent on a house for these 55-gallon tanks. You don't even need to buy a top. The top would cost $100 sometimes on the left there. I think it's $125 for that top with all the whatever. All you need to do is go get a top roof vent. It fits perfectly. But you have to have them covered. They will jump 2 feet out of the water if you don't have a cover, if they get scared. So you'll lose your piranhas almost the first day you have them, because they will get scared. I try my best not to. Technically, they like to have enclosures, but I mean, they're getting so big, they need the room to technically, they like to go under rocks and everything else, and inside wood and everything. And that's okay if you got a 300-gallon tank, but... So they don't really like to be out in the open like I got them, but... I'd say they're pretty used to it as long as you don't use any fast motion. You use fast motion, one flip of their tail, they're doing 60 miles an hour. I mean, they'll hit the glass on the other side, so you got to be very careful not to scare them, you know. They're pretty good in use to me, as long as I'm not getting crazy or sticking my hand in the tank or making any, like, bangs. I can get right up on them, you know. Just about right up on them, and that's rare for a piranha. They don't really like, you really wouldn't be able to do this unless they knew you. It's been 10 years, and they're highly intelligent. And I just love them, I guess. I could go on all night about them, but it's already been 10 minutes, so there you go. They're just awesome, and I just love them. So that's that. And I'm going to get them some name tags. Thanks for watching. And please, now I see why everybody begs people to like and subscribe. I said I wasn't going to do it, so I'm not going to say it again. But if you find this stuff interesting, help me out, huh?